Hi everyone, this is Kathy Mamelin, Psychic Medium. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to ask my spirit guides about your no contact. What is going on in this connection? What are their intentions? What are their thoughts? What are their feelings? This is a collective reading, any sign and any sign of the person that you may be thinking of. So let's call in our guides. Let's see what we have for messages for you today. What is your person thinking and feeling, Spirit? This is a fully channeled message if you've never watched me before. Spirit, please share with me loving messages, loving guidance. What is it that you need us to hear today? What is it that you want us to know? I have the 10-90 ratio. Okay, so is somebody putting in 10% of the effort and somebody else is putting in 90%? The scale is off balance. So maybe that was the problem. Somebody wasn't putting in the effort and that caught up with them. I have murky waters. That's coming into me more along the lines of, I feel like I've been trudging along. I feel like I have just been tolerating things and letting it go. Maybe I was hoping it was going to get better on its own. Maybe I was hoping that things would just change or shift again. But I guess I'm realizing that I'm in deep. There's a sense of in deep. I'm going to keep going with that for a second. I feel like I'm in too deep, something like that. I have a jar of dreams. So I like that. I want you to hold on to your dreams. Okay. If this person's meant to be in your life and that's part of your hopes, then, you know, keep manifesting and keep waiting and trusting your intuition. And if Spirit shows you signs to move on, Spirit will ask you to move on also. So, but for now, you know, if your hope is, I really am hoping my person, you know, changes or something happens here, something shifts. Let's see if we can get some messages. Just going to get a start here of what's going on around this. My fantasy. You're my fantasy. I have pictures and videos saved of you. I use them for inspiration and I want you. So somebody's holding on to photos. And I always see that as if they didn't want to keep this connection going. It could be you, it could be them. But if I didn't want to keep this connection going, I wouldn't be holding on to these things. So that somebody's checking out your photos, they're looking at photos. I am going to say watching you. I am going to say whether it's your social media, looking you up, something like that. I have, will you listen? There's so many things I want to say to you, but will you hear me all the way out? Will you believe me? So something has to be said, but will you actually believe them? And if they feel like you're never going to forgive them, sometimes they think, you know, what's in it? You know, how are we going to fix things if you're never going to actually forgive me? If you're going to hold something over my head for the rest of our lives, how are we ever going to move forward? So sometimes people just stay in this kind of stalemate for a while because they just think that you'll never really forgive them. They'll never have back what they had. And they're struggling with that. Something to say. There's something I really want to share with you. I'm waiting for the right time to tell you. That feels actually very hopeful. It was like they have something to say. So does that mean that they're ready to spill? Does that mean they're ready to come forward? Does that mean they're ready to talk? Okay. I need time to heal. Right now, I'm in a space where I need to focus on my healing and self-love. This isn't about you. It's about me. If they are truly doing some healing and they just didn't run out of fear and they just didn't push this away because they thought something else was out there, then yeah, heal. They're saying, I'm sorry. I hate how much I've hurt you. I'm so sorry for all the pain I've caused. You didn't deserve any of it. So, wow, they have something to say. And is it, I'm sorry? Maybe that's all you want to hear. Maybe everything would be fine if they simply would just come forward and say, I'm sorry, you know, that, and they mean it. Maybe that's all you've been waiting for. Spirit, please share with me. I have awareness, distracted or filling life with other things. Definitely, usually people who run, they do that immediately. They're saying running into someone else's arms. And I feel like that upset you the most, that they might not even have been in the picture when you ended it, but it was like in a very short period of time, they're dating somebody else to occupy their time, to keep them busy, to try to move on. And it's more of a feeling of, it didn't take you that long to move on from me, so you couldn't have had, you know, too deep of feelings for me. But it is a sense of occupying their time, whether they just want to be with somebody else just for the sake of having somebody else. It isn't you. Remember that. It isn't you. Distance. Challenges that create the space between you, the long haul, out of touch. I can feel the distance. I can feel you pulling away. I can feel the void between us. You know, that's a very tangible feeling between two people that love each other. You actually can feel the space. It's crazy. An enchanted whisper. Listen to your heart and take a chance. Wonder, dreams, and a promise. That is a feeling to me of, it was almost a feeling of, I hear you in my dreams. I hear you whispering in my dreams. It's almost that feeling of, I swear I heard their voice in my sleep, you know, like in my dreams. You know, you wake up suddenly like, oh my God, I swear to God, I heard their voice. Soulmates have the ability to visit each other. Twin flames have the ability to telepathically, psychically visit each other. So you could be hearing their voice. I have keep pedaling, move ahead despite any obstacles that arise. Explore, forging ahead. This feeling of, I'm just trying to move forward. And that could be something you're just struggling with. That could be something that they're struggling with. They're trying to distract themselves with other things and even with other people, just to, I don't know, it's like proving to themselves. Here we go. Unsure. Questioning the past actions and current decisions. They have doubts and they need time. So I am starting to question my behavior. Okay. I'm questioning my actions. I'm questioning what I said to you. All of those things I feel like are starting to come in. Spirit, please share with me. I have a Knight of Wands. I have the World. I have a Five of Swords. And I have a Three of Swords. So the first thing that came into me was, it was really hopeful, actually. It was the Knight of Wands on the World, was the sense of, you know, I still have it in me to try again. You know, I still care enough about you. I still want you. I still am attracted to you, to try again. So somebody is still hoping that we can have a second chance. I'm just going to say that, like, there's a hope for a second chance, and it could be you. But it was, I will say, it was very hopeful. It did come into me as very hopeful. I feel the hurt. I feel the pain. I'm not sure how to get over the hurt. And I'm going to go back to what I said a minute ago with, are you ever going to really forgive me? Even if I say I'm sorry, are you ever going to let it go? So sometimes you can forgive somebody, but then you hold it onto it. And when something else happens again, you kind of go back to, you know, that one thing that you were really upset about, and you kind of throw that back in their face again. So it's really hard to forgive and forget. And they're afraid that you're not going to ever get over something, either whether they did something that hurt you or whether they said something that hurt you. That's what they're upset about is, are you ever going to really, really forgive me? Because that's what they would need. I have an 8 of Cups. I have a 10 of Cups. They're saying I walked away from happiness. Oh, that's a hard one, right? You were happy. Why did they walk away, Spirit? I walked away from happiness. Sometimes people, as soon as they start to get happy, they're so used to their life blowing up. They're so used to chaos or drama or crazy, even since they were growing up, that when things are normal and going well, they feel uncomfortable and they kind of create crazy in their own lives and they sabotage their own lives. But I walked away from happiness. I walked away from you. I have a Death card. Yeah, that they're convinced that was the turning point for them. That when I walked away, like everything changed again in my life. Everything started to unravel. Everything started to go wrong. I had chaos. I have drama. I have, so, and they're pinpointing it as it started when I left you. I have an Ace of Pentacles. So there's an offer. There's a feeling of hope. I will definitely put out hope. I really feel like there is a message for Wheel of Fortune and a Justice card. Oh boy, these are big cards. I definitely feel hope. I definitely feel like I'm putting it in the hands of, a higher power. I'm trying to let it go. I'm going to say that you or this person even talked about a future together. And that's probably what's hurting the most, is that we talked about a lifetime together. We talked about a marriage even. We could have been engaged or married. But it's a feeling of, I thought this was forever. And I feel like you kind of shattered my dreams, or you shattered my, what I thought was my path. I had envisioned my path with you. I was on that path. I was happy, and all of a sudden, what happened? I walked away from happiness. And now I'm hearing your voice whispering in my ear, in my dreams, so I think I'm going crazy. You're not going crazy. You're still the only one I want. I can't give you what you need. I was projecting all my fears on you. I know this is true love. I do feel like they're kicking themselves. I can't face you right now because I'm not strong enough to face my fears. There's a part of me that says, I had it good. I had it great. I threw it all away when I walked away from this. And now I'm kind of wondering why I did that. If I apologize, would you forgive me? Would you give me a second chance? I'm focusing on work because I'm trying to forget you. I'm focusing on other areas of my life just to get you out of my mind. I'm watching you from afar. I definitely feel that. 100%. I feel toxic right now. Maybe they know that they bring more chaos into your life than you deserve. Or every time that they're around you, the drama follows them somehow, or their problems come into your life. So they could feel like, I'm just not good for you right now. I miss you so much that it hurts. I do believe that. I am obsessed with you. I feel like I'm watching you from afar. I do. I feel that I'm not ready to come back because I still feel like I'm not good for you, or I cause more damage than you deserve somehow. But I want you to know today that I obsess over you. I want you to know that no matter how hard I try, I can't get you out of my mind. That I swear to God, I hear you talking to me in my sleep. So we're going to put this out into the universe. For what it's worth, the message today is they know they walked away from happiness. And I would say that they're realizing that that was not the smartest thing they've ever done. And we'll just put it out there into the universe at like that. Because what's the bottom of the deck, Spirit? I'm still desperately longing for you. They're not ready to come back. I'm not feeling that they're calling you today. Maybe some of you will get lucky, but they've got to find peace in their heart, Spirit just said, with some of the things that were said or done or actions in order to have the courage to come back and truly, truly apologize, because there was something with that I'm sorry that was really strong to me today. So I think that they have something to say. They will say it. And I believe it's an I'm sorry. So we're going to put that out. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. If you are new to my channel, please remember to hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Thank you for your comments. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, check out my website at KathyMamolinsPsychicMedium.com. Also, check out my other 2 YouTube channels, my main channel and my Pick a Card channel, and the links are in the description below. We'll see you again in another Love Messages real soon.